Bunny does have the advantage, one set over Volst.
Yeah. Not too surprised, just because of, like, you know, we're seeing the PR numbers here. Bunny's been very consistent as of late. Volst, obviously not as much, but it's not to discredit him at all. It's just, you know, recency is kind of important in these types of games.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people definitely lean into that recency. Not to say that Volst can't win this one, but right now, Volst needs to get some more damage onto Bunny.
Right now, definitely doing a little bit of dancing right now, but gets that Sarah, puts Volst off stage, barely whiffs on that one to close out that first stock, and it's already looking pretty tough for Volst here, I'll have to say for sure.
I do respect the fact that Bunny was willing to go out there. We've seen more than a handful of people this weekend who are just like, you know what, I'll play the stage control game, but I always appreciate someone who will get a little bit extra aggressive in that offstage.
I like to see there's a couple gravity cancels that she tried going for that would have set up to something nice, but just barely off the mark. Oh, I like that wait, just unfortunately a little too late afterwards.
Yeah, they both were kind of playing that waiting game. Bunny just reacted a little late, but the side sig will still connect. Volst not able to react in time. Plenty of health here for Bunny as well.
Sometimes you just gotta duff him. You gotta punch him right in the head.
Is it still a duff if it's like extra big and blown up like Rayman's fist?
Yeah, why not? Why wouldn't it be? I feel like you're still getting duffed either way.
I don't know the etymology of Duffingtons.
I don't know either. I just know I heard somebody say get duffed one time, and when someone punched somebody, and it's just stuck in my head ever since.
Yeah, hopefully the Simpsons don't come after us for that one. But right now, Volst again kind of struggling to find damage. Hasn't really gotten any big strings, especially with like Lance has true combos. You can do side light dare, side light and air.
Right now, just trying to find a way in to continue this nice, strong lead that Bunny has. Oh,
good job.
You see, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She held it even longer, like, after passing him. And it's just kind of like, you know what, I'll just, you know, take a quick little ride.
Dude, that is the safest thing to do sometimes, though, is just, like, go extra far so that they can't come counter-punish. Aerial spot dodge. He reads the jump. Volst is going to get the KO onto Bunny.
Yeah, that is the Rocket Lance special right there, taking that stock right off the side. And now Volst's going to be able to answer back, but still kind of in the red here, looking a little bit dangerous. And look at that. See, the double ground pound doesn't hit either attempt, but still just going for it.
Really surprised to see Volst just kind of holding on to the Lance. I think a lot of Lance players have just ingrained the habit of like up-tossing when they're that offstage engagement, but Volst really wanted to keep it. Unfortunately, ends up losing the stock.
Okay, and gets a little bit of damage there. Volst still trying to find a way to battle back. Hasn't taken too much damage. And see, there's that extra aggression for no reason sometimes.
Yo, there's always a reason.
You might know the reason. No, there is always a reason. It's, hey, what if I do hit this? Like,
imagine.
They're across the map, but what if I hit this right now?
How cool would it be?
Yeah.
More neutralites?
You can lose a match, you can lose a set, but if you get that clip, people are always going to remember that one.
True. Another side air. Volst has yet to use the recovery. Oh, put the down sig right on the path.
Yep.
And Bunny's going to very handedly take game number one.
Yeah, very well played by Bunny. Going to be able to take that one. And honestly, this is kind of what I expect for this set. I'm not saying it's going to be like a 3-0, but I expect Bunny to have a pretty strong W here. It's something that ends Volst. Volst has obviously played very, very well, as we can all tell. I mean, beating Radish is really no easy task. It doesn't matter how good you are. He's a really good player. So, I mean, Volst has definitely done his thing. But we'll see if he's going to make any adaptations to his game plan going into this next game. It looked a little bit rough there. Maybe try to incorporate more spear, because I feel like you kind of need that to deal with Rayman sometimes.
Yeah, I kind of agree. 13% equipped time for that spear. Only was able to put out 46 damage. So could be helpful to go a little bit more into the spear. But right now, going a little less into Bunny's feet would probably be the best decision.
Okay, come on, Bunny. Is Bunny, is she going to pick up a weapon? Or
the unarmed disrespect? Okay.
It's like, is she just going to go this whole first stock just unarmed? Because she actually has not been hit yet. Like, that's how big of a problem this is. And like Rocket Lance, again, like, it's not a bad weapon, right? But you have not landed a hit. It's just kind of slow dealing with what Rayman's capable of.
Bunny with a great recovery there. Going to finish Volst from holding that Lance. Stock's going to be done for here in a second.
Yep, there we go. And taking like a hit, maybe two?
I think it was just like a Lance dare.
Maybe, yeah, if even. But right now we're just kind of doing you know, second verse, same as the first. A little bit better for Bunny and definitely a lot worse for Volsta, as they just kind of continue to struggle here. It's not able to get any hit.
Yeah, every time Volst tries to swing, Bunny avoids it and gets a counter punish. This is looking real rough for Volst. Okay. Opportunity. Didn't get the dare that he wanted, I think, because I think he wanted to drift a little bit lower off that, but ended up hitting the stage.
I'm going to be honest, he's not getting anything he wants.
Yeah.
it has definitely been a rough one. Okay, well, here we go. Finally has the spear in hand, and as you can see, starting to get a little bit of a game flow going.
Yeah, I really like that decision there. Saw the dodge from Bunny, ended up catching that recovery. Volst down sig, not going to hit.
Goes for that weapon toss, too. Okay. There we go. Gauntlets now back in hand, and I mean, we've seen what Bunny does with the gauntlets. Definitely a very strong weapon for her. But we do see Volst get back on the stage. A little bit extra life here, and there we go. Taking that stock out of here. I mean, definitely needed that. You're already in that deep red. I don't know why you opted to go for the Rocket Lance, because the Spear has honestly kind of been your saving grace here so far.
Yeah, I was fine with picking up the Lance because it'll prime your next stock to have a Spear, because, of course, Volst is deep red. But deciding to hold on to it for Bunny's fresh stock was a bit of an interesting decision.
Yep. And this is why it's important to diversify what you're comfortable with, what weapons you like to use. Because, like, it puts you in a situation here, like, I assume, like, not to say that Volst's Spear isn't good. Obviously, we saw what it's capable of, but it seems like he's going back to his Rocket Lance because this is what's comfortable here. So this is why it's important to practice other weapons.
Yeah, definitely looking a little bit more comfortable. I will say his Lance was looking better at the start of that second stock on the Bunny, but still, I think the Spear was really the big thing that's keeping him alive.
And maybe it's just because you got some of that Spear gameplay going, so you just started to feel more comfortable bringing out that Lance, but still, just what Rayman's capable of, I think the Spear is just really the game plan here.
Okay, nice little side air down sig. Will finish off the stock. What is the pick? Gonna juggle. Likely will be Lance, honestly, yep.
I mean, hey, it's a lot more even now, but like the thing is that both of those stocks were on the back of picking up a Spear and building up damage with a Spear. Now the Rocket Lance, okay, we're finally starting to get a little bit something going here, so maybe the confidence is back, maybe you're just, you know, starting to get into the flow of things, but it's definitely been rough still. Even game.
Yeah, I do think Volst is starting to pick up on Bunny's dodge habits, and I think that's helping to get a little bit better extensions.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a huge factor, especially when playing Rocket Lance, too. So if you can definitely pick up on, like, when your opponent's going to be dodging, like, you can get huge punishes out of that.
That was a burn dodge right in front of Volst. He hit him with he hit her with that downlight, but wasn't able to get much after that.
There we go, big damage. Trying to find that Sair to send him off to the left side of the stage. Wasn't able to find it.
Not
and
enough.
Almost taking that stock in the process here. I don't know if Bunny is just trying to play a bit more. She just stood there. Honestly, I'm glad you lost, but you just stood there and just like knew like you're not going to reach me. Like, what are you doing?
Dude, that takes some chutzpah. That's some very real confidence to just stand right on the edge of that down sig and that neutral light. And just be like, yeah, you're still not going to hit me.
Yeah, it's good to see that, you know, after a game, though, and what seemed a little bit tough at the beginning of this game, Volst has started to, you know, figure out, you know, how they want to be approaching this. It looks like they got a lot more comfortable with that Rocket Lance, definitely did a lot more with it in the second half of that game. But I do think they need to be incorporating that Spear just a little bit more. Honestly, might just have to stick with it. And, you know, you take Rocket Lance when you have to. But I think the Spear is what you should be pushing.
Well, 387 damage put out by Volst on the Lance versus 178 on the Spear. And that's kind of to your point about how Volst didn't really stick with the Spear, really, like 24% time equipped versus 65% on the Lance. But I think the numbers that really stick out to me with regards to that is while he only put out 178 damage with the Spear, only took 170 damage. So he was able to put out more than he took. And then when he had the Lance, put out 387 damage. Yeah, that was a bigger number, but also took 477 damage. So you're taking a lot more punish when you're holding that Lance. And so to your point, I kind of agree. Stick with the Spear a little bit more. I like that the confidence has leveled up on the Lance, but I want to see a little bit more Spear gameplay. Yeah,
definitely try to get them used to the more fast-paced, pressured style that Spear brings to it so that you can kind of get away with a little bit more of having that Lance. Like, because that's one of the things I think is really unique about Brawlhalla is because of the two different weapons you're going to have at any point in time, is that if they're so different in the way that they play.
What is that weapon? I'm sorry.
No, that's a leak. That's a leak.
Bunny came in, hit him with the cosmic weaponry. Like, what? Oriion's on the other side of the screen.
No. But no, that's the thing I think is always just so unique about Brawlhalla is like if you have like a fast weapon as one of your weapons and a slower weapon as another one, it just changes so much about how you're going to be approaching things that like as the opponent of that situation, you have to change how you're going to adjust and react to a lot of what your opponent's going to be throwing out.
Well, Volst is going to start off with the spear for this one. On the other side, Bunny, starting off with the gauntlets, definitely has been the comfort weapon of her because she's putting out 370 damage in the last game with them.
No, gauntlets is definitely, like, it's not to say that she's not comfortable on the axe, but the gauntlets, I feel like, is just definitely where she's making her money. She just seems so much more comfortable here. She's just willing to be that much more aggressive as well.
Oh, surprised she didn't punish that. The side air kind of had some end lag where he's just floating right above Bunny, and she ended up just kind of watching it.
I mean, that's also something I've definitely noticed from Bunny's game plan sometimes, is that when she feels like she's definitely dominated, she tends to, you know, let the foot off the gas pedal a little bit and, you know, maybe fool around a little bit. And that is probably one of the biggest issues that I have with her game plan. But it's like you put yourself in a position to be able to be a little bit lax, but I mean, when it gets later in the bracket, you kind of can't do that as much.
Yeah, sometimes you got to stay locked in for the entirety of the set. Right now, Volst, with the spear, was able to put out a decent amount of damage. I don't think a down single quite finished the job yet, but has some good damage out on the Bunny. Oh, again, just a little too long. Bunny wasn't expecting it. Puts her head into that down signature.
And that's been, like, I think 3 stocks with the down 6 spear on the left side alone. Like, it's been a very potent tool on that side of the stage.
Bunny won't have to worry about it for now, though. Volst with the lance again. Bunny with those gauntlets. Gonna try to stack up. Generally speaking, that's what you want to do against Lance because they don't have the most stacked options.
And I like that too, kind of tracing Volst all the way down back to the stage just to see, like, you know, if he tries any sort of aggressive option or he just tries to, you know, be a little bit lazy in how they recover back to the stage. You know, she can get a huge punish off that. Now she's just kind of throwing some Hail Marys, just hoping.
Well, I mean, with how much damage is on Volst, good side sig could just finish the job. Okay, Nair doesn't go for the recovery there. Was trying to see if Volst was going to dodge.
Ooh, I feel like he had a big punish right there. It just did not go through with it. I don't know if it was just a late reaction, but he does find a way to close out that second stock, and now he's got a pretty good lead here.
Yeah, it is really interesting. Volst likes to do sidelight Nair and then kind of just an empty jump right next to Bunny. Bunny will often dodge in that situation, but Volst doesn't do anything off of that dodge burn.
And see, that was just one of those situations where Bunny just sat on the ground and just waited. And it's actually something I think a lot more people need to do. Just stay on the ground and wait. You don't need to jump up there. And as you saw, Volst just kept trying to bait out an option, ran out of resources, and Bunny took advantage of that, evening up the stocks.
Yeah, I feel like Axe players should take a note from Kaina and just be like, you know what? We do enough damage that downlight, neutral light will eventually KO.
Exactly. Like, you don't have to be super aggressive all the time. You can't just let your opponent waste things. They'll come to you eventually. Some people just get too bored.
If you love them, they will come to you. Or something like that.
I think it's if you love them, let them go. Or something like that. And that's like a song.
I guess that's why I don't
But
love
I'm not
them
going to sing
much.
it because I sound just like the singer when I sing it and just might get DMCA'd. So I'm not going to do that.
Thank you for protecting us.
I can't sing to save my life.
Once again, Bunny does go for that spot dodge, but goes for the gravity cancel down signature. Another one, and that's going to KO even with the bounce. Bunny does enough to get 2 versus the 1 of Volst.
Yeah, no, really good stuff there. It's definitely a much more competitive set all of a sudden, and that's honestly good. I like to see that. But game 3 now in the books, 2-1 in Bunny's lead. And I feel like it's definitely one of those situations where a player starts off super hot, lays off the gas a little bit, and then it's harder for them to kind of get back into the flow of things. It's something I always like advise to not allow happen. If you give your time like for your opponent to get some momentum back in their pocket, sometimes it's just you're not going to be able to beat them back. So it's best to just go full throttle the entire time.
Yeah, I can't remember who exactly I heard talking about it, but the people who go like one more game, that's the wrong mentality because you have to kind of think past that and keep going forward. If you think just one more game, you're going to start relaxing, you're going to start thinking that you're almost to that finish line. And so right now, Bunny's got to stay locked in. Volst has to get on the board, going to change up the color scheme, go into the white color scheme on the Black Knight, but Bunny sticking with the Rayman.
Hey, you just got to trick yourself into thinking that every game is you down 0-2. And then, like, so when you lose, you're just like, you get up from the set and all of a sudden you just lose the set because you walked away, you know?
Yeah, play every stock like it's your last.
That was my advice in high school. Every stock's my last one.
It's like YOLO, but different.
For nerds. YOLO's for all the cool kids. But either way, we are on Fortress of Lions here for Game 4.
No down
Weird.
sig.
I haven't complained about it too. That's, you know,
Yeah.
new day. It's a new day.
I mean, I think that's just a testament to the gameplay as Bunny goes in with the ground pound. Volst was doing a really good job juggling with those neutral A's again, getting that damage relatively even, but I think Volst has just been behind in those KOs.
I like that the aggression there, right? Hitting the recovery, and then also just tossing the weapon up to see if they like tend to like try to dash through or whatever. Just kind of you leave a lingering hitbox to pick up the X afterwards again, which kind of puts you in a weird spot. I feel like Volst was a little ready for it, but either way, 2 stocks now down. However, Volst is still a little bit behind here in that orange. And Bunny is going to be looking to try and close this stock out to get that much closer to finishing the set.
Okay, Volst with the wake-up side air. Catches Bunny out of the air. 2-piece. Again, the dodge comes out from Bunny.
Just looking for a way to get this done. Bunny. Again, it's like that was like a weird, like I feel like a not Bunny type play because she just kind of followed him off stage. Didn't like go for the ground pound, which I feel like we always see. But you know what? Maybe that's a little bit of the mix up there that she's trying to set up for next time Volst off stage, feeling a little more confident to recover, and Bunny's just going to take advantage of that.
I really feel like Bunny was expecting Volst to go high because she went for like a gravity cancel side lent, I think, to try to catch Volst, and Volst just went underneath it. And that's one of those situations. I was gonna say that's one of those situations where you just stick to your game plan because it had been working.
I like that. Pick up the weapon, spot dodge, toss your weapon away. Nobody has a weapon anymore. But now both players equipped. What? Okay, I feel like that just barely took the stock.
He was starting to slow down there. I thought there was a chance where Volst could just side air right away, but ended up getting taken out there. Watch the down sig. No, instead goes for a side light there. I think that could have been a stock.
Definitely some potential for it. And Bunny's going to live a little bit longer here. I want to try and see a little bit more extra credit. There we go. Gets a little bit of something going. Now Volst on the back foot. Tries to get aggressive, and the punish coming out from Bunny once again.
Oh, misses the hit there for that side light. Burns a dodge on the wake up, and that is going to do it. Bunny finds the opportunity, goes full gas pedal, and wins it 3-1.
I felt it too. As soon as she hit him off stage, and like I saw the line, the perfect line for that ground pound, I said, oh, here comes another one. And there we go. We get the double dip and closing it out 3-1 there. Bunny takes it home. And honestly, a really fun set. The first game was a little bit rough, but the next 2 games,